A year ago, this happened. On May 4th, 2019, I walked up the aisle of the Cathedral of Rome with 35 of my legionary brothers. We approached the altar as deacons. We left as priests. The Mass began like normal. After the Gospel, there is the presentation of the candidates.
Jarek John Sherbet.
Presente.
And that was the most important thing I did. I was called, I responded. The rest of the ordination was what God did in me. After the homily, we moved to the center where the rest of the rite of ordination would take place. At this point, there's a certain back and forth between the bishop and the candidates. In that we promise to fulfill our duties as priests, to teach the faith faithfully, celebrate the sacraments devoutly, pray for those entrusted to us, and with the help of God, consecrate our entire lives to Him for the salvation of souls, united to Christ, who offered Himself to the Father as the perfect sacrifice. This ended with a promise of obedience to our bishop and superiors, and after all of this, the bishop said, "May God, who has begun this good work in you, bring it to fulfillment." Then came the litany of saints. With my nose to the ground and the moment of my ordination imminent, there didn't seem to be anything else to do but to let go. I didn't feel ready to become a priest, but God had said, "You're ready enough." So as the whole church invoked all the angels and saints on my behalf, I said, "Lord, give me your heart and make me a priest of the Eucharist." Other than that, I just lay there in God's hands. Now the actual moment of ordination, which consists in the laying on of hands and the prayer of ordination.
Ministerio sacerdotal y sean con su conducta ejemplo de vida.
And then, Amen. That resounding amen, that "so be it," gives me goosebumps. As we stand up, something has changed. Now we are priests. Our stoles, which had hung over one shoulder as for a deacon, are placed over both. Father Eduardo Robles Gil, our then general director, passes and places the priestly chasuble on each of us. Then followed two simple and very meaningful gestures: the anointing of the hands and the presentation of the bread and wine. At the anointing of hands, the bishop took holy chrism, the same oil used in baptism and confirmation, and spread it over both palms of my hands, thus consecrating them to sanctify the Christian people and to offer sacrifice to God. The presentation of the bread and wine was one of those moments that really stuck out to me, even though at this point I was basically drained. The bishop says this: "Accept from the holy people of God the gifts to be offered Him. Meditate on what you are doing and imitate the mystery you celebrate. Model your life on the mystery of the Lord's cross." We were priests. It was done. Now all that was left was to approach the altar and for the first time ever concelebrate the liturgy of the Eucharist. But there was still one thing left. I didn't know how this was going to go, but I had dreamed of this next moment for years. Hugging Mom and Dad, asking them for their blessing as they had blessed me so many times, and giving them my first ever priestly blessing. Please help me praise and thank God for the good things that He has done for me. Thank you for your prayers. I didn't get here alone. Please pray for my perseverance and for that of my legionary brothers who were ordained with me, and pray that I may be a priest who loves with the heart of Christ and who lives close to the Eucharist. God bless.